Woo, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is the Raincovo Dual Pure Pro Foam Cannon, and it's a no dilution required dual setup, so you can run a pre-wash and your regular wash in the same system. It actually states right here on the directions, the pre-wash and main wash in one powerful cycle, featuring an innovative dual bottle design with a concentration adjustment dial, no dilution needed. Just simply fill one bottle with pure pre-wash soap and the other with your main wash soap. Gravity-fed design, rotate your desired liquid bottle to the top for instant, thick, rich foam. So essentially, fill it up. If you want to use this one, it's going to gravity feed down and blast out. When you want to switch to the other one, simply flip it over and get to work. But does this system actually make sense, right? There's a lot of key features that these types of things don't usually come with, especially the gravity feed ones. Mainly something like this. I just did a review on this little guy. This one comes with a whole bunch of different metering tips, meaning it meters how much pickup is going through, so you get the correct dilution. This thing is just standard, so let's see how it works. So in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and use this with the Stars and Stripes system from Chemex. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Stars and Stripes is a two-part touchless car wash system. It's basically an alkaline and an acidic. They neutralize together or create a reaction together to help lift off the dirt much easier. So fantastic products. Typically when they sell it, you can actually get it as a kit with two different foam cannons. Now, when we use it in a normal foam cannon, the dilution ratio is 4 parts water, 1 part of the product itself. They also have chemical injection systems, and that dilution's, I think I saw on their site, it's like 100 to 1 or something like that. So now with these, I don't know exactly what the draw rate is, right? We're putting the solution in 100% pure, and then it dilutes as it goes through the foam cannon with the little metering tip. This only has one metering tip that it comes with. I did a review of this one recently, this guy here, and it's a single no dilution style foam cannon. And this one comes with a bunch of different metering tips, which is cool because you can adjust depending on what pressure washer, soap, all that kind of stuff that you're using. So that's really a really nice feature. Again, this one is just as it comes. But the benefit of this one, especially in a system like this, is its dual-sided design. So you don't have to swap out to different foam cannons. You don't have to waste any time. You just literally flip it over and it starts diluting from the next product. So let's go ahead and start by unboxing this thing. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and see what we've got here. So little user manual, an additional little siphon pickup here. So that actually goes into the head of the unit right there, right? You'll be able to back that out using the little Allen key. You also get so you get a spare one of those. You also get a spare mesh filter, if you can see that, and then you also get a spare orifice. So the orifice actually goes into this piece back here. You open up the back end of the foam cannon. We look inside there and there is a brass fitting there, right? So that is fine. This one that comes here is stamped 1.1. This one is not stamped at all. Again, just like the other one, I'm assuming this is probably a 1.25 orifice, because that's pretty standard for what foam cannons come with. It's sort of a nice universal size that works with most pressure washers. Now we're gonna be using my Quivr pressure washer that I've been working on. And with that one, on that last little foam cannon I just showed you, the orifice that came with that, they came with a bunch of different ones. I had to use the 1.4, so I'll probably switch over to that just so that I don't cause any overamping of my pressure washer. Now additionally guys, we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna pull out, so you get those extra pieces. You get the actual head of the unit, which is all clear. I think it looks super cool. That's really cool actually. You can actually see the foam filter inside there. Or sorry, mesh filter, it's all stainless steel, but that's the foam creator there. So you can see it there. One thing to note, I can't remember where I saw it, if it's on here. So what I was talking about, I don't see on the package here. I may just be missing it, or it might be on the Amazon listing itself. But it states that these bottles are PET. And they seem like a really thick PET. They seem nice. These like almost want to seem glass-like to me. But I think if I'm not wrong, I saw that they were PET, and it also stated that they're not made for high alkaline or super acidic. Oh, here you go. Here it is. Found it. All right, PET is not suitable for strong alkalis or high temperatures. After use, rinse the bottles thoroughly with water. These bottles are made of thickened PET material, offering high transparency and attractive appearance. Yeah, for sure. Super, super nice. They actually have measuring dilutions on the side as well, or not necessarily dilutions, but 5 mil, 10 mil, 15 mil, all the way up to 35 mil. That's a little interesting to me because if it's a non-diluted solution anyway, we don't really need the measurements as much as if it was diluted. However, like I said, they state PET is not safe for the high alkalis, and these products, I think the blue one, if I remember well, is acidic, They list it, I think, as a 2 pH from my previous test, which I did a whole video breakdown on this product and setup. So I'll link that up here for you guys. But this one, I think it came in quite a bit lower than 2 for me, just straight out of the bottle. This one was closer. It's around a 13 on the pH scale, which is really high alkaline. So is it safe for these? Yeah, I'm sure. Again, it says in the description, I wouldn't leave it stored in there, but tons and tons of foam cannons are made with PET material bottles, and we run high alkalines through them all the time. So I wouldn't be too concerned with it, but I just wanted to note that because it does say on the instructions, that little note. So in order to go ahead and get this set up, I'm going to take the one that I just reviewed. Again, I'm gonna take out the orifice from this because it's the 1.4, which is what works well for my pressure washer. Now, in order to change this out, it's really simple. You just, again, we took off the quick connect on the back end here. You can see the little brass piece there with a little slot in it. That is the orifice itself. So we're just gonna take a flathead screwdriver, put it in the slot, back it out, and then we're gonna go ahead and take the 1.4 and insert it back in. So we just drop it back in, make sure it doesn't cross thread, lines up nicely, and then we'll tighten it down. So there you go, guys. Now you can see the stainless steel one in there, ready to roll. And now in order to set up the rest of this thing, we're gonna go ahead and put the quick connect back onto the back end. Again, overall build quality of this thing seems really, really nice. I don't think that it's stainless steel. These components look a little brighter than that. Some of them do look stainless steel, but I think it's probably electroplated. Probably similar to that last one I reviewed, a chrome style plating, but regardless, it looks super nice. You can see the internals are brass. So then we'll just go ahead and take the bottle, screw it on, and then take the other bottle and screw that on. All right, guys, so here is the full setup. Pretty crazy, right? So basically how you use it, you have your normal knob on the side here. So crank that down, that's gonna give you the most foam production. And basically these are gravity fed, right? Not a pickup tube. So if we wanna use whatever's in this one, we have this one on top. It's gonna drain and go out as it's supposed to with the auto dilution. When we wanna switch to the other one, we just simply flip it over and it'll start pouring from there. And we're gonna get that solution going through. Now, one thing to note though is as you're setting this up, is it gonna make a mess? I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that actually, because I mean, it's gonna seal nicely, but let's see, because you can't stand it up, right? It's gonna be one or the other. So let's go ahead and see. First up, and this is kind of a bummer as well. Obviously it won't stand up for me, so I'm gonna have to try and juggle this to be able to get this in there. Now, if I was using like a normal 16 ounce or 32 ounce bottle, I could just hold it by hand and get it in there. But I have the gallon size of these, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky. And one more thing to note, guys, is the connections on these are pretty standard to fit most 16 and 32 ounce bottles, they state. So this is a bottle of Quivr Indo. Oh, there we go, yeah, okay. It almost wanted to cross thread, but now it's nice and tight. That's perfect. So yes, it will fit. I don't know, again, I'm afraid to spill this over, but I just wanted to run that by you guys, show you that option that you can possibly do that. So this is the first solution of the whole setup. This is the stars of the stars and stripes. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw this on. And another thing to note, guys, I'm using this with a dual process soap system here, right? Acidic and alkaline. You could, if you wanted to, you could just, like if you were running a pH neutral soap and you needed more volume, you could just fill it both. As this one drains, flip it over and start running the other one, and then you're good. Real quick, I'm gonna see how this works. Just flip it over, because I'm gonna have to flip this over to put the other one in. Wow, there's a little drip if I'm shaking it, but really not bad at all. That's actually shocking to me. Now, the fact that we are getting a little drip does mean that we're, some is passing through, and actually if you look in, it's gonna be hard for you guys to tell here, but you can see a hole that passes through to the other side. But again, I think as you're using it, it's gonna draw the majority out of that side, and we should be fine. So there it is. Very, very cool. Again, we've got stars from the Chemex Stars and Stripes solution here, and then stars and stripes. So stars and stripes down here. Again, acidic and alkaline. Now this is an interesting thing. If you guys have followed Ivan from DIY Detail, he did a video recently about exothermic reactions. He did that using DIY All Clean, which is the alkaline, sprayed that on a surface, and then came up after that with DIY's water spot remover, which is their acidic option, right? Sprayed that on there, and it, again, completely just released all the dirt. Did a fantastic job without touching the surface. This is definitely the same idea. The only difference here is that This one, the first step is the acidic, second step's the alkaline, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that's right. Versus in that video, he did it the other way. He started off alkaline, finished with an acidic. But again, it's the reaction of those two together, I think, that really helps to release the dirt. So let's go test this out. All right, guys, so here's a real quick overview of my van. Now, this thing sits outside all the time. You can see all the runs here. It's actually quite dirty, right? And actually, I mean, kind of have to dig into that. The paint on this is I'm gonna redo the coating on this thing as well, because it's been, you know, a number of years now. It's due, but as you can see, these lower sections as well, super dirty. So that's what we're gonna hit. I'm probably not gonna do the entire van. Actually, we'll see what I can get done with the amount of solution that I have. All right, guys, so here we go. We've got this tightened all the way down. I'm gonna adjust my fan pattern. Oh, that's another thing to note, is the head of this, yeah, it's nice. You can change the prongs, so if you just twist, oh, that's pretty tight. I don't know if it's because, there we go. Okay, so opening and closing the prongs, right? That'll change it from like a 0 to 60-degree fan. And then if you grab on the back piece here, it'll also turn from vertical to horizontal. So that's nice. All right, here we go. Again, once I filled this thing all the way up, but once it goes upside down, some of it goes down. So it's showing we have, I don't know, 30 mils or something like that. Here we go. Woo, look at this, look at this, look at this. We are blasting through material, guys, blasting. How long will it last? How long will it keep going? I'm running water. What was that, 10 seconds maybe? So you can see the bubbles still there, but there's no more solution. It's coming out basically water now. You see? So I don't like that. I don't like that, and this is cranked down as far as we can go. So I think, again, to make this thing really cool, adding the options for the different metering tips inside would make a huge difference, because that was too fast. Again, this solution is nice and runny as well, so it blasted through pretty quick. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and flip it over now to the, again, I think it's acid and then acidic. But as you can see already, guys, this is like, just from the acid is breaking some stuff down. So now I'm gonna go to the acidic, or sorry, alkaline. And they state to work bottom up with this product, with the Chem Stars and Stripes. Man, I don't feel like we're getting, it's coming through. It's definitely lasting longer. But I don't feel like we're getting as much foam. Definitely foaming. I'm gonna go ahead and stop, because I'm now just rinsing it away. And again, I want this to sit on there a bit more so that it has the reaction. So as of right now, I'm not super pumped with this thing, because again, the dilutions are just, we blasted through this one. This one, we still have this much left, but again, it's coming out more watery. So yeah, not ideal. If we come in close here though, actually, let me see something real quick. We're getting a little more foam. It was just a little loose at the quick connect portion, but that's where we're gonna run it. If you look down here, hopefully we can see that that's starting to break some stuff down. Again, the whole reaction is supposed to, as these two chemicals react together, they're basically creating a shock component and kind of breaking the dirt surface off of the panel, so that when we go to rinse away, it should come off nicely. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit here, not too long. You never want the stuff to dry onto the surface. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my nozzle and rinse it away. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start off down here. We gotta get in relatively close. I think it states like a foot away or so, but here we go. So you can see before and after. Now this, again, there's still more to come off there, but the difference is pretty insane. That really broke it down considerably. And in a second here, I'll go to the other side and I'll show you guys the comparison on that side, so that you can see that just rinsing that doesn't strip it away like that. So it is important to use that two-step system for something like that. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna bring you in on the other side of the vehicle, just to show you the difference between using a product like Chemex Stars and Stripes through that two-step system versus just how effective that was at cleaning versus here. Again, same amount of buildup here. If you remember well, how how easy it was to tell where I stopped with my rinse. So we're gonna go and do the same thing here. Okay, so if you look at that, yes, we do have a line, but look at all this stuff still in it, right? Like tons and tons of dirt. You can see it all coming up. So the other side definitely cleaned, I mean, 100% better. That probably got us to 90% cleanliness. This is like 20%, right? So using a product like that is amazing. That's why I really like the idea of this tool. It just didn't function the way I needed it to. It didn't draw at the same rate for both sides. And again, like when we started, if it both sides drew the solution through like the secondary one, with that amount of time, it'd be great. When we were using the blue side of it, it just blasted the product so fast that, I mean, there's no chance I could get around this vehicle with that. So the second part of this test is to see if you can just use this as a normal foam cannon. Now I am using my Quivr Rogue pH neutral high foaming soap. That's gonna be the test mule here because the consistency is slightly thicker. It's not crazy, but on the other foam cannon, the little self-dilution one with the different size metering tips, if you use the small one, it would clog it. So I wanna test this to see how this works. So there's one, let me go ahead and fill up the other one. All right guys, so there we go. We're all set up, both sides. Now again, I'm gonna use it to be able to run through this one and then flip it over and keep working. That's the whole idea of this. Again, it's a big van, so we'll see how much I can get done. Woo. And again, guys, I am using a 1.4 orifice inside this. Look at the foam production. That is so, look at this. That is so thick, excessively thick. You don't need that, that's crazy. Again, I can't, dude, that might have sucked it through so fast. It looks just like bubbles again. We're gonna go just in this area to see how long it lasts before I just start spraying water. Here we go, it's starting to spit. We're still getting foam. Still getting foam. It's getting really runny. It's coming around the side. Yeah, we're water now. You can see that's not getting us foam at all anymore. So I'm gonna flip it over, go to the other side. I think this is the side that was lasting longer on the last test, but let's see. And also wasn't getting it. Foam production is great. But it looks like I'm all bubbles in here again, so let's see how long it lasts. It's starting to spit. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I could get more work done for sure. Still going, technically, but I'm not feeling confident with the amount of spitting it's doing. And as you can see, guys, the bottle is essentially empty now, just a couple little bubbles. We're not getting the same amount of thickness anymore. There you go. Now it's actually water coming out. So yeah, really cool design. I like that you can just flip it, but because I don't know if it's because the Venturi that's pulling air from both sides that it's just sucking product through so fast. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but for me, if I wanted to set up a solution like the one for Chemex, I'd either stick to a standard foam cannon, use a splitter so you have both of them there so you don't have to worry about switching, or just switch, it's not a big deal. But for me, as cool as this thing looks, it needs some work. I think the metering tips inside are too open. It's pulling solution through too fast. So that is it for today's video. I really wanted to like this thing, but again, I think there's better options for you guys where if you're wanting to do that type of a situation where you can run 2 different types of soap at the same time. I will link those down in the description for you guys, the ones I've used in the past that I like, and really it's just utilizing a foam cannon, doing your mixture, and then having a splitter. Now again, there are ones that come similar to this style that have 2 on it, so I'll be testing that as well. But overall, this one with the dual sides, I cannot recommend at this current point. This one, yeah, highly recommend, and similar ones to that. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.